So you guys, in the previous video, we show you how to remove the diffuser or balance from the rear bumper to remove the mufflers. Now we're gonna be replacing the differential on this car. It actually went bad. It's making a lot of noise. 2019 with 52,000 miles, something happened. And it's just a lot of metal in the oil and making a lot of noise, a grinding noise. So we decided to replace it, then take it apart. We have another one in stock. Take it apart and find out what happened and what went wrong with it. So I'm gonna be showing you guys now how to remove the differential. And we're not gonna do step by step, but pretty much if you're a little bit mechanical inclined, you'll be able to figure this out. The first thing I suggest you should do is remove your speed sensor. Before you remove the caliper. Once you remove the caliper, remove your speed sensor. After that, you're gonna remove your rear shock, and the upper control arm, and this linkage right here, the tie rod from this side. And once you do that, you're gonna be able to pull this towards you. And once you do that, it's gonna give you enough space to pull your axle off the differential and then maneuver it out from here first and then take it out from your differential. So once you have done that, now you're ready. This side is ready. You can leave everything else in there because we're gonna just drop the cradle enough so we can get on top and remove the differential. So it's very easy, or much easier to do if you have a lift. If you do it on the ground and after you secure the car, it's gonna be a little bit difficult, but it could be done in the ground. I've seen some guys who've done it. So here we started removing this side already. Now we're gonna continue this. We're gonna do exactly the same thing we did on the other side to this side. And once that happens, now we're gonna be able to lower the cradle enough to get to the differential. You have to be careful when you're lowering your differential. There is no much room. There's, without damaging your torque tube. So you have to be careful you don't drop it too much without, so you don't do any damage to the torque tube, because I've seen it with a lot of guys just drop it big time, lower it too much, and not taking into consideration that the torque tube is attached to it and actually bent the torque tube. So I don't want that to happen to you guys. So if you're gonna lower it, just make sure you lower it to about 2 inches. That's about it, no more than that. So you don't do any damage to your torque tube. And this is how you remove your axle from the car. Yeah, just put it. And it's out. So part of this step would be to, let me have the light. Remove your coolant line from here and from here from the differential, and you're gonna start losing all the connections that you're gonna have on top of the differential. Okay. Let me see. And after that, we're gonna remove the mounts. Okay, and so you guys can see pretty much, how it is down here. And then we're gonna remove the screws. We already lowered it, put the bolts, about an inch down, and that's how much we got down the cradle once this side of the suspension came off. So now what we're going to do is try to unplug everything that we need to unplug around the differential to be able to reach back there and remove the screws to pull it out. See, very tight space here. Very little tight space here. So we still need to lower, like I said, you can lower about 2 inches. So after that, what we're gonna use, if you do it on the ground, You're gonna use a jack. If you do it in a lift, like we are doing here, most likely a lot of people use a transmission jack to lower it down. Here, we find it easier to use our forklift. We have one. We're gonna put it right here underneath. And this is gonna give you a better support for us and easier to move it up and down when we need to. And then we're gonna lower it a little bit more, enough to reach back there, get our hands in there and remove the bolts from your transmission to the differential. And that way we can pull out the differential this way, okay? Another thing I suggest to remove before lowering your cradle is your exhaust mount here. Remove it from aluminum. Remove these 13 millimeter bolts and actually take it out. This is gonna give us a little space. You see it's gonna be about 2 inches before we touch this, and we don't wanna bend it. So what we wanna do is remove it from here, remove the support from here. And so when we lower the cradle, it's gonna give us enough space without bending this bracket right here. Also, I'm gonna show you guys so you can start seeing, you can see the bolts from the differential there. There's one there, there's one all the way in the top behind that tube right there. Let's see if you guys can see it there. There is one coming from the other side right there, which you can see underneath here. Okay, there is the two bolts that you need to take out, the two nuts that you need to take out on this side. And then the same thing on the other side, a little bit easier on this side. You can see, well, we have the harness. That harness that you see there needs to be moved because there's nuts that needs to be removed from there before you be able to pull your differential out. And these are the mounts. So you need to remove your mounts also on each side. So the differential will be completely free, and then we can pull it back. As you can see, we're already removing the bolts and nuts from the differential and transmission. If you're doing this in the ground, it's not easy. Not easy to do it in the ground. If you do it in the ground, it's a little bit difficult, but it can be done. I see some guys done it. Some guys have done it in the ground. You know, cold beer and a good Saturday, it's a little project that you could do if you need to replace your differential. If you want to upgrade your differential to a different gear ratio, this is another thing that you will need to do. I hope you find it as easy as my guys are finding to do it. They just done a whole bunch of this, so they're pretty accustomed. As you can see, we got the forklift right here, supporting the cradle underneath. Then we put support underneath the transmission, because now we're gonna lower the cradle, the transmission and differential is gonna stay up, and then we're gonna lower as we need it to be able to get the differential out of its place. As you can see, the cradle went down, the transmission and differential stayed up, and now we can continue doing what we need to do to remove it. We already removed all the bolts from the transmission and differential, all the screws and bolts that were between the differential and the transmission. And also we disconnected the supports. Make sure that the support, as you can see there, that's the screw from the support. So esto lo podemos bajar un poquito más. We can lower the cradle, the cross member a little bit more. Okay, hold on. We have to move that first. Déjeme bajar más el cradle. Espera. Hold on. Let me lower a little bit more. See if you can move it out of the way. Yeah, move the cooling system out of the way. Okay. There you go. Okay, let me get this out. There we go. It's coming out. And it's out. As you can see, you guys, it's we hardly lower the differential and transmission with the support, so it stayed the same place. We just make sure that the cradle was lower enough where we can remove, and now we're gonna be installing the new one in. Okay. And as you can see, it's not a one-man job. Okay, mira chafan. Okay. So you gotta play with it to be able to get it in there. And, once it's in there, all you have to do is start bolting it back up again. Once it's in, what you do is you start bolting it right back up again. And that's what the guys are doing right now. Installing the bolts. Then we'll go up with the cradle again and bolt the cradles back, pull the suspension back together again, and it's all about putting it back together. Like I said before, this is not a one-man job, so if you're gonna do it by yourself, it could be done, but it's kind of hard to do. So you may want to get one of your buddies to help you out to get it out. Also, if you have a jack stand, you could like one of those transmission jack stand. You can lower the entire cradle with the differential. You just disconnect the differential from the actual transmission, and then move it back, and then start lowering it, and you can get it all the way down to the ground. But you will have to take, a few more things out of the way and remove before you're able to do that, like all the cooling lines, all that has to be taken out if you're gonna lower it all the way down to the floor. But besides that, you can do it just lowering everything down, including the cradle. For us, it's much easier to do here. We got a lift, and since we have a lift and we have this awesome forklift here that we use a lot here at the shop, it's our second, third lift. Sometimes we have all these long ones here we can lift. It's a 6,000-pound forklift, so we can lift the cars up. Sometimes we use it as jack also when we need to do something small and quick on a car. But we're not just putting it together, and that's about it, folks. So now we're just bolting down the cradle. It's up little by little, side, until it's just installing the second one. So you can see we did the same thing on the first one. It's connected on the back where it belongs. Now he needs to connect that plug. As you can see, he decided to install it all the way in, and it's a little bit harder to connect the plug. If you don't install it all the way in, you can get your hand in there easier and do it. But my guy's been doing this for a while, so they know what to do. Okay guys, I hope you liked the video. If you do, please don't forget to click like or subscribe, thumbs up. Okay, this is gonna help us make more videos for you guys in the future. So, till next time, thank you.